What's up, guys? Kyle with Legends Boxing. This month at Legends Boxing, we're doing what we call the Beast Challenge, okay? So this whole month, we're doing a series of exercises that are kind of animal-based within their name and the movements. Nice thing about a lot of these is these can be done with very minimal equipment, mostly calisthenic, bodyweight type movements. All right, guys, so starting out with our first exercise, we've got the leapfrog. So I'm going to get in position, feet shoulder width apart. This is all through the legs. I want to make sure I load my legs. I don't just use my arms and my upper body to throw me forward. I'm going to load in my knees, keep my shoulders over top of my knees. I want to go 2 forward. Keep your head up and looking at where you're going to jump. Try not to look at the ground. Your body has a funny way of wanting to go where you're looking. So just to keep yourself stable and balanced. I'm going to load my legs, arms kick back. I'm going to drive through the legs, throwing my hips and arms forward. And I'm going to jump and land nice and soft. If you have a long straightaway, you can do multiple jumps in a row. If not, you can just turn around and jump the other direction. Now we're going to our crab walks. This one is a leg burner. Again, this can be done with a relatively small amount of space. Ideally, the longer the straightaway you have, the better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of move over here. I'm going to go feet shoulder width apart, if not slightly wider than that. You can keep your toes pointed forward. I like to have my feet slightly offset, so toes pointing outwards. I'm going to go into kind of a squat to half squat position, adjust my feet to where they're comfortable. And instead of standing up, I'm going to maintain this half squat position. And then I'm just going to push off my left leg, catch with my right. Taking small, short steps. It's good to do these timed or on a straightaway. Once you complete distance one way, you can work yourself the other. Try not to round your shoulders. Keep a nice, tall spine. Nice, short steps. Working left and right, depending on what side you're working. All right, guys, now going into our donkey kicks. It is good to have something, I'm gonna use the boxing ring, so something elevated off the ground for you to place your feet. I mean, you could also use a park bench. I mean, you could even use your couch or a coffee table for this as well. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna get into kind of a push-up position with my hands on the ground, keep my head up and straight, core nice and tight. I'm gonna pull my feet up to my hands, and then I'm gonna kick out, driving through the shoulders, put my feet back up on the edge of the ring. Trying to keep a relatively quick cadence with these, pulling that belly button to my spine, keeping my core tight the entire time. So now we're gonna go into some core work. We're gonna start out with frog crunches, okay? So with frog crunches, you're going to be on your back, and what you're gonna do with your feet, you can start with them straight out like this. I'm just gonna start with them together. But you're gonna bring your heels together, knees up off the ground. You're going to crunch and bring your knees in at the same time. Again, you can go straight out. I'm gonna keep my heels slightly together, up, and then extend all the way out. Up, and extend all the way out. Try not to swing or pulse with these. Pull your belly button into your spine, fill your chest up with air, crunch in, bring your feet in, knees to the outside of your elbows. Now we're gonna go into our inchworms. Don't be fooled by the name, these are actually pretty difficult. So what you're gonna do, is you're gonna, again, have somewhere where you can move, a little bit of a straightaway, a few feet works fine. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep my back straight, hinge my hips, and I'm gonna touch the floor. I'm going to walk out into a high plank position, keeping my core nice and tight. I don't want to dip my hips or slacken the shoulders, and then I'm going to walk forward with my feet. Walk back out with my hands. You can even do these in reverse, where you walk up with your hands, and then walk out with your feet. Up next, we've got what is called a dead bug, another core exercise. So, how it's going to work, you're going to be on your back. I want you to keep your shoulders up off the ground, head straight. You're gonna take your feet, go straight up in the air, and then hands straight up in the air. Again, almost like you're reaching for your toes. Don't be flat against the ground like this. Keep some tension in your core. And the way you're gonna do is you're gonna alternate left leg, right hand, right leg, left hand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop my left leg
and my right hand at the same time without touching the floor, keeping these ones up. Then I'm gonna pull them back up. Then I'm gonna go to the other side, back up, other side, back up.
All right, guys, now we have our prone cobras. These are great for your butt, your lower back, even upper back strength. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be on your stomach, on the floor. Hands can be out in front of you or to the side. I'm gonna start with them out front. And then what I'm gonna do, and keep my feet to the ground, I'm gonna bring my hands back and pick up my trunk off the ground, squeezing for a second, then going back down and relaxing. Again, pulling my hands back, squeezing at the top, holding it for a second, keeping my glutes, lower back, upper back engaged, and go back down. I wanna try and get up as high as I can and hold that, then go back down. You can make it an additional challenge by going up and trying to hold it for as long as you can, especially at the end of a set or timed repetition. Now we've got our gorilla rows. So for this one, I will be utilizing dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells, you could use gallon jugs of water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get into a slightly past shoulder width position with my feet, bending my knees, hinging in my hips. I want to maintain, again, a tall spine. I don't want to round my shoulders too much. Nice tall spine. I'm going to go down. I'm going to grab my weights right here. This is where I'm going to stop and start each time. Again, not going to let my head hang or shoulders round. Nice tall spine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to row each dumbbell up past my knee, slightly turning my body at the top. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna feel this a lot in your biceps and especially in your upper back if you're pulling and getting that turn at the top. All right, guys, now for our spider push-ups, okay? I do wanna utilize an elevated surface for these, like the boxing ring or again, bench, something. These are pretty tricky. What you're gonna do is you're going to get into a push-up position with your feet elevated. What you're gonna do is as you go down, like you're performing your regular push-up, I'm gonna bring a knee in. So I'm gonna bring my left knee in, then come up. Then I'm gonna alternate over to my right knee, going down, coming up, and alternating each side for my listed sets of repetitions. If you can't do them that way, the elevation's too difficult, you can do them just on the floor, or you can put your hands on the elevated surface, and as you go down, bringing the knee in, pushing yourself back up. Bring the knee in, and then pushing yourself back up. Now for a staple exercise we do here at Legends Boxing quite frequently. This is called the dragon walk. This will pretty much hit a majority of the muscles in your body. These are awesome. So again, ideally, if you have a straightaway or some distance that you can go, that's great. If not, you can always go a short distance. If you only have 10 feet, flip around and go the other way for your listed sets and repetitions. So for a dragon walk, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start in a push-up position, okay? So I'm gonna get into a push-up position. Now it's important to know that when you're doing dragon walks, if I move my right hand, I move my left leg. So I'm always opposite. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up my right hand and my left leg here. From here, now I'm going to perform a push-up. Now, I'm gonna push off my left leg, advancing with my left and right hand. Here, the other foot does not move. Then I do my push-up. If I'm doing that on the other side, again, pushing off the ground, left leg, right hand, push up, pushing off my left leg, moving this hand in my right leg, keep the right hand planted, up, and then push, up, and then push. Going for your set amount of distance or repetitions, and those are dragon walks. All right, here's one you guys might be familiar with. It's called a bear crawl. Great for your core, great for your legs, great for your shoulders. How these are going to work. So I'm gonna get into a push-up position. I'm gonna bring my knees in 90 degrees. Keep my head up, back straight as I can. Pull my belly button to my spine. And what I'm gonna do, similar like my dragon walks, I'm gonna alternate
left leg, right hand, maintaining that stiffness in my legs, hands, and core, walking a certain amount of distance. Again, if you got 10 feet, walk 10 feet, turn around and come back. If you got 100 feet, set a 1 minute timer. Again, I'll go down here, in that bear crawl position, core nice and tight, walking the straightaway. Okay, for our final exercise, the cherry on top, these are called beast makers. These are very similar to man makers if you've done them, but there's gonna be a little twist at the end. So, what I'm gonna do is I've got 2 dumbbells, whatever you're comfortable with. Like I said, I guess you could do milk jugs too. But how this is gonna work is I'm gonna go down with my weights, kick my feet out. I'm going to do a push-up, row, row, bring my feet in. I'm going to deadlift the weights, curl on my shoulders. I'm going to squat and then press. Now here's where the beast maker twist comes in. Instead of restarting, I'm going to add a reverse lunge on each leg. I'm going to step back, drop my knee straight to the floor, come back up, then switch to the other side. And that is 1 repetition. Do it 1 more time. Weight on the floor, kick your feet out, push up, row, row, bring the feet in, deadlift the weight, curl, squat to press, and then my reverse lunge. Lunge, lunge. And that is a beast maker. Thank you for watching our beast challenge video. You know, one of the things I love about this, and I was just making a joke about it earlier, is I've never seen a gorilla do heavyweight squats with a barbell on his back, or, you know, a lion do dumbbell curls, and they're still extremely fit animals. You know, there's obviously other factors at play there, but there's, you know, something that can be said about being able to move your body efficiently and effectively and use just a majority of your body weight as a tool to exercise, and the better control you have over that, the more fit you are, right? So definitely excited for you guys to try these out and implement this challenge, and I'm excited to see all of your results.